To Miami. Hey everyone, welcome. We are here at Planful Perform 2025 in Miami. Great location, by the way, great venue here at the Intercontinental, great hotel. The scene is awesome, the vibe is great here at the conference. A lot of FP&A talk, a lot of AI talk, and what AI means for FP&A, and so really good stuff. And I am here with Greg. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you, Dave?
Good. Hi, Greg, where are you based?
I'm based in Richmond, Virginia, but my company's based in Atlanta.
That's right. Yeah. Awesome. So what's your Planful journey been like thus far?
I started first in 2013 using Planful back when I was host analytics. That's how I got brought into my current role, is they needed somebody with some prior expertise.
Yeah.
And, so I came on and inherited our instance of Planful. And our journey has been, trying to improve the way that we use the product, adding new modules as we find we have a need for it. And so we're really excited about the new stuff that's coming out with AI and Workforce Planning Pro. So those are big enhancements for us.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Those are big announcements this week. Workforce Pro, right? And Planful AI. What do you think?
I'm impressed. I mean, the AI is cool. AI is a buzzword everywhere. But,
exactly.
So you never know what to expect, but seeing what they're doing with it, I'm quite impressed and excited to see where that can go. And I don't know if we'll adapt it right away, but it's a possibility.
Yeah.
And looking forward to that.
Especially with like finance stuff, right? It's like, data is key, right? And transparency, explainability. And so with AI, it's like, you're right. You have to sort of like, be sober about it. Right?
We want to make sure that our data is useful for the AI.
Exactly.
So I don't know, if we're lacking or if we have enough. I'd be really intrigued to see what it can do for us.
Yeah.
I know everybody else that I've talked to is feeling the same way. So
it's funny because it's especially in this one, right? It's that transparency is super key, right? And then a lot of people know a lot of AI projects fail because the data is not ready. So you have to clean the data.
Well, that's the interesting thing is the data is up to the user. It's up to us if we import enough data or the right data, if we have the right dimensionality, things like that. And I think we do. I think, it's somewhere I'm really excited to attempt and try. And I had something I wanted to say, now I can't think of it. Sorry. I'll come up with it.
Getting the data right. No, that's it. You got to get the data right.
Yeah, you have to get the data right. You have to know how you want to use it and plan accordingly. And I think that the way that they've purpose built it is pretty impressive. So far. I just came out of the roadmap for AI and seeing all the different ways that it's intended to be used and how they thought through each of those methods and how each type of user will use it throughout the planning process, the analytical process, the management process. So very cool.
But you're right. And I love the phrase you use, it's purpose built. And so one of the things I liked about Grant and the team's approach today was that they were pretty sober about it. It wasn't, you go to some of these conferences, AI is like, AI, this is going to watch the dishes. Yeah, exactly. There's no confetti, exactly, But they're super pragmatic about it. It's practical use cases. They showed actual customer use cases, right? That it can be used for. And so I think that was key because sometimes people just get a little too crazy in terms of the hype. With AI,
And they made sure to mention that this is not hype. This is really cool. And I had dinner with Grant the other night. He was talking about it a little bit, and he made clear that he was not overhyping this. So it's exciting to see what they've done. And shoot, I'm trying to think of that thing.
It's a lot, right? Because and then there's the Workforce Pro stuff, right? And so how do you envision that making your life easier?
Well, there's certain things about it that I think will really help us, like the connection to Spotlight Excel to be able to take data from workforce planning and put it into where we do our planning in Spotlight Excel. So that's really going to help us if we adopt. And then the ease of doing certain tasks that are more repetitive right now. So it'll simplify those things. Which, saves us a lot of time and allows us to do more in-depth analysis or higher value tasks that we need to do. We're not stuck in the mundane all the time. So that's what I look forward to. We're in talks already about adapting that. So,
awesome. And it's funny because with Planful doing the whole workforce planning thing, it's okay because like financial planning is a part of workforce management, and so long had those sort of disciplines have been somewhat separate. So it's good that they're sort of bringing that in context to the overall planning platform.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see where that goes for us. We're relatively new users of dynamic planning. We started that last year in Planful. We worked closely with one of the architects, Christina Stroman, and she was phenomenal in helping us get built what we needed to. Basically, we had our old Excel offline planning template, and we wanted to put it into dynamic planning so that we could load directly from there instead of managing various files and multiple load files and all that. That's new for us, and I'm still learning dynamic planning, but I think I'm getting better every day. And so we're starting to think of other ways that we can use that and build out other models and really enhance our usership of Planful overall. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, what else are you looking forward to hearing this week?
I mean, I've heard about...
I've heard it all.
I would be interested to hear more use cases for dynamic planning and what other people are doing, because that's, when I have conversations with other users, that's where I try to steer it so that I can learn at the same time.
Exactly.
Like I've heard a lot about the AI, a lot about Workforce Pro, and I was involved in some conversations about Workforce Pro prior to coming here. So I know what I want to know right now about those things, and I want to learn more about what I think I need to know as dynamic planning. So those are things that I want to get a little more information about, and I have been to some sessions about that.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that these conferences I always tell and user attendees, like, meet people, like, find the people who are doing the stuff that you do.
That's why it's great to get all these people together to have one thing in common. That's what we use this product, and we need to learn how others use it, how we can use it better, and just improve ourselves overall.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And one of the things I cover as an analyst is collaboration, and the financial planning process, like it's a collaborative. I do Grant and team calls it a team sport, right? but it's true. And so, how do you find the platform allows you guys to or streamlines the collaborative process for you guys?
We work as a pretty tight-knit FP&A team, and we have a larger global team that does planning as well. We all work together during that process. I set it up and then manage any changes that need to be made, or assisting people as the need arises. But we're always a phone call away, so we're tight-knit. We work well together.
Was your implementation through a partner? Or?
The original implementation was through a partner, That was through, at the time, UHY. And there have been a couple name changes, and now we're with Bakersfield Solutions. And we've only been with them for now, I don't know, 3-4 months.
I talked to a few customers this week, Bakersfield.
Seems like a good group.
So how's that relationship been with Planful and the partner?
I worked with Planful specifically because we had a very short runway in order to get this done, and we knew we needed the right person that, I'm sure, well, at the time it was Brightpoint Solutions. They would have been able to help us, but working directly with Planful just made us feel more comfortable given the timeline that we needed to reach. So we only had a few months to get done what we needed to. So that's why we did that. And it's been great. Like, I'll have some issues arise sometimes, nothing major, but I'll send an email to both Planful support and Bakersfield Solutions. And then we have that conversation together. If one person isn't sure of the answer, and the other person knows that there might be a certain solution, then we talk it out and come up with a way to fix or solve the problem that we're having. So try not to utilize one exclusively, but I don't involve everyone on every issue, just the ones where I think it's necessary.
So what would you tell another company or someone in your role that's evaluating?
I'm a big fan. So I would say, if you're thinking of an FP&A software, definitely include this in your thought process, for sure. It has a lot to offer. Be very diligent in your setup when you're starting it out, but I'm a big fan of Planful. I would push somebody to be a user.
Greg, thank you so much, man. It's been awesome. Thanks for sitting with me.
Yeah.
And thanks everyone for joining. See you next time.